A lot of people think pot stinks, but for cannabis connoisseurs, some weed has the coveted scent of fine wine. In tonight's California Cannabis Watch Report, we take a closer look at a budding industry that's trying to bring wine and weed together.
Cheers.
Ask any wine connoisseur what makes a great wine, and they'll debate over the age of the vine, the makeup of the soil, even the elevation. Turns out, cannabis lovers are just as passionate about their weed.
Dining experiences aren't just about wine and food anymore. You can now add cannabis.
Jamie Evans is one of the many people trying to bring the wine and cannabis worlds together. Evans is the founder of the Herb Somm, a website and gourmet guide that helps people match wine with cannabis.
Like with wine tasting, so it takes practice to learn differences between aromas, and same with cannabis.
Evans says that many of the familiar smells and flavors you find in wine can also be found in cannabis.
So the first thing is know your terpenes. And terpenes are the organic compounds that give cannabis all the wonderful aromas and flavors that you can perceive.
She's trying to match similar floral, pine, earth, and citrus smells or terpenes found in wine. Evans works with local growers and wineries to match the right smells with the right wine. Evans has teamed up with Davika Maskey of Ellipsis Winery in Sonoma County to help educate people about cannabis and wine.
So when I'm thinking of a cannabis strain to pair with rosé, I'm also thinking to match the aromas or the terpenes.
She's been hosting private events away from her winery, teaching people how to read cannabis.
The more we can educate people on safe ways to consume, the more we can create enjoyable experiences all around.
She showed us how to match the right wine with the right cannabis, smelling the wine and then the cannabis.
So this one has some nice candied citrus notes that I think will go really well with the rosé.
Like wine grapes, where the cannabis grows matters. A strain of cannabis grown in one area might not taste the same as cannabis grown in another area. In Sonoma County, they're trying to establish similar growing regions within the county. These growing regions are also known as viticultural areas in the U.S. and terroir in France.
The Mendocino Appellations Project has been trying to figure out exactly where those terroir lines should be drawn.
Amanda Ryman is with Flo Kana, a cannabis distributor in Sonoma County. She says many pot users want to know more about where their weed came from.
And then once we figure out kind of where the terroir lines are, you'll see certain strains that express themselves more fully with certain environmental conditions.
For some, all that sniffing may lead to some smoking. Pairing cannabis with wine should be a slow process. Go slow. Drinking too much before smoking can cause greening out, a nauseous sensation that kicks in when people get too high.
Fascinating stuff. Well, if you want to learn more about the different aromas in cannabis and see how experts determine the perfect wine and cannabis pairing, you can check out our Cannabis Watch section on